All right, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Let's do some quick tutorials using Photoshop on the iPad. I had this image in class, and some students were just asking me how I made it. It's actually really simple in Photoshop on the iPad. We're just going to use the basics of blending modes and a quick adjustment layer. So to start, I already did have a decent photo to work out with. I was on my roof the other night in Chicago, and I took a photo of the sunset. So let's be fair, I'm already working with a nice looking photo, but the techniques you can really use, I could take a photo of the sky right now and make it look kind of cool. I also grabbed two extra photos. I grabbed from the internet, love the internet. I grabbed a photo of the moon with this nice black background, and then I grabbed a photo of this like kind of galaxy and stars. The galaxy and stars that I grabbed are black and white. A lot of galaxy images you can find on like NASA's website for free are really like colorful and purple. Those can still work if you want, though I like the black and white because I'm going to let the coloring of my adjustment layers do the work for me. So let's go into Photoshop. If you look, I've just got a few layers, and you can kind of see my process. It was bam, bam, bam. Let's learn what each actual one is. So to start with, I'm going to import and open that photo of that sunset that I took. There it is. So it's usually good practice when we're in Photoshop. If you look, I have this on the right hand side, I have this layer palette open up. It's usually good practice to duplicate our layer. I can do that by going down to the bottom right with that layer selected and duplicate layer. Now I'm going to bring in the image of the galaxy first. So let's go ahead and add our photo on the left hand side. Photos, recents, that galaxy. You can scale it up, scale from the corner. We always scale from corners here. And I'm going to put it towards the top of the image. You can rotate it if you want to. You can, make the image work for you, or make sure that your image is working for your document. Now, the thing that we're going to do here, over on the right-hand side, right next to or underneath my layers options, I have this little layer properties menu. And if I open that up, I have the layer opacity, but then the blend mode. The blend mode by default is on normal, and I have all different kinds here. And I want you to play with the different blending modes. See the different effects that you can create with blending modes. If I just change it to darken, I can see that it's like hiding all the white. That's literally the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to hide all the black. So let's try the other ones. Let's try lighten. Hey, that's looking good. Let's see what the other ones do. Maybe there's some better ones. Screen? Not quite. Color dodge? Not quite. Actually, what if I layer masked out? I can make it work. Let's do color dodge here. I'll go ahead and create a layer mask on my layer. We know how to do that. It's over on the right side of the mask button. And now I'm working on my layer mask up here. I'll grab my brush tool, paint with black, and I'm going to grab a pretty large brush, click and drag that, and I'll make sure it's got a little bit of a soft edge to it so I don't see that hard edge. And I'm going to go ahead and brush out so there's a little bit of a fade happening there with the stars. The stars don't just come in like too quickly. Let's do the same thing with the moon. Let's go ahead and bring in the moon, photos, recents, the moon. We need to scale that one up quite a little bit more. I'm going to put the moon up here. Done. And then same game. Let's go to blending options. Change it to, it looked like screen and lighten were good ones. Lighten, screen. Let's do lighten for that one. And maybe I'll use my transform box and transform it down a little bit over here. But here's the thing with this, is that moon is so obviously a different color. The stars, if I bring them in, can so obviously be a different color than the photo that I'm using of the sky to begin with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an adjustment layer on top of everything. Over here, the new layer button is right here. If I click and hold on that with my stylus, just using a rubber tip stylus, right? I have a new layer option, or I can add a new adjustment layer. I'm going to add a color balance adjustment layer. Let's open up my layers palette so you can see that. This color balance adjustment layer. This color balance adjustment layer is going to affect any layer beneath it. So rather than putting an effect on the layer itself, I'm creating an effect layer that affects everything beneath it. From there, I can change it a little bit. Subtle adjustments work the best. So I'm going to bump the cyan a little bit, make it a little bit more cyan. I'm going to bump the blue a little bit just to cool off the colors, and wow, that looks a lot more rich already, and it recolored the moon. To show you that, if I drag the color balance layer below the moon, you see that suddenly the moon is a lot more white. Drag it above, and now the moon's got that blue tint to it, and it just looks better. It looks like it fits. From there, I can click on layers, I can move stuff around, but I'm already feeling like I'm in a pretty good place here with that. And that's really all I wanted to cover in this tutorial, right? Basics of blending modes. You take a photo of a really cool looking sky. What if you took a few minutes in Photoshop to make it look even cooler, post it to your Instagram story, your Snapchat story, whatever it is. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any other questions.